Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you how to make a scent bag. Take your needle and your items that you need, measure your fabric, and we have a rectangle. Open this up, fold the bottom. So this will be a 1.5. We have a 1.5 to 2 centimeters for fold at the bottom. Fold the other side of the triangle as well. We have a 1.5 to 2 centimeter amount that we folded. After you folded, pin down to secure. I've added 2 pins here from one side to the other. Fold the whole thing together. Once you have that, see it's nice and folded, opening it up, and you're going to do the stitching on either side. I'm going to use a blanket stitch, and I'm going to start by using a pin to secure it so it stays nice and closed and that just doesn't flap all over the place. Starting from the bottom, my back stitch goes from the back, goes inside the loop and goes back again. Your needle goes through the thread, through the fabric, and goes into the loop, closing that up, into the back again. My needle goes into the back of the fabric of the 2 folds and through the loop, and again and again, all the way to the very top. I'm going in through the back, through the loop, and that's what it looks like at the back. When I'm going to put my needle into the back and coming out with my loop, that's what it looks like. Going into the back again and through the loop so that I don't create just a fastening for the thread to be secured. I actually have a line that I'm creating as well, so it's nice and secure and it makes it nice and decorative. So if I ever miss putting my needle through the loop, I just make sure that I put it through the loop that's already gone in. Through the loop again, and that's what it looks like, nice and close up. Through the loop here, and pull it nice going through the fabric, going from the back into the loop before the fabric closes, before the thread closes the fabric. Nice. And we're going to continue that here, going through the back again into the loop and pulling that through all the way through the fabric into the loop. Once you've done that, add a pin that is preferably ballpoint. That goes into your elastic. Here we are. And your elastic will go into this fabric. So I'm just measuring it to make sure that it's the right length, the same as my fabric at the very top. Use a scissors once you know the size and the length of the fabric that is slightly longer than your scent bag. And what you're going to do now is to make sure that your inside that you folded is nice and secure, and the ballpoint pin just goes inside. So putting the ball inside of the fold at the top, inside, feed it inside, and that goes all the way through, and I'm just making sure that the ballpoint is following my finger and opening that at the inside to see where it is. And I'm pulling my elastic through the fold, pulling it through to make sure that it's going to go through the very end to the other side as well. Secure it with a nice pin, and we're going to sew that secure to make sure that the fold that we've made is going to keep our elastic nice and secure. Here I am using a slip stitch. So a slip stitch will make it nice and secure and stop the fold from coming apart and my elastic from coming out. So I'm putting my needle through the thread and creating that gap, and with a tiny and going back again to make sure it's nice and secure after making a nice gap. So that goes through my fabric, in through the back. See what I've done already. And we're just securing that top part. You can choose to use any hand stitching technique that you use. I've just chosen to use a slip stitch because of the security that this technique offers and makes a really nice line so that it looks like it's already fixed. You can start from the back or you can start from the front as well with this technique. There it is. And that's how this is going right to the very end. Good. So you can see what's going on inside and what I've done. And I'm just going to finish it at the end here. So I'm going to cut it and make a knot. Secure it nicely. You can see that I'm doing the knot on the inside, so I stopped where the fabric goes inside of the fabric, so the thread isn't hanging out when I open my scent bag. Nice knots I like to do too, just to make sure that if one thread even comes off or I accidentally snip it, the second one is there for security. And there we are. I'm finishing the very end. So now that I've continued it, you can see the advantage of finishing the fabric on the inside, because now that I've continued it, it looks like I haven't had to snip the thread because it was too short. And what I've done here is to continue to the very end. just using the slip stitch technique. I've just finished that off to the very end. And there's what it looks like at the very end. And again, snipping the excess thread and doing a nice knot at the very end. So now I've completely done that. This ballpoint needle that you have at the very end, I've removed that and just pulled the elastic so that it closes up nicely and you have a nice open bag that you can put your purees, pot purees and scents in. I'm just going to tie my elastic to make sure that it is secured. The excess elastic is also cut off. This is the actual lovely scent bag that I've made. Thank you.